Hi guys, it's Wilma. Today I wanted to do a video just to talk about how to make more personal art and some stuff surrounding that. Recently I've kind of discovered what type of art that I want to do and like to do a lot more. So I thought that I would just talk a little bit about that, how I do personal work and how you approach that. So I think the first thing that I sort of had to do was to just let go of the fear of judgment. Something that I love to express in my work is sort of a femininity, a very feminine energy, whether that's through colors or the subject in my art. That's something that I enjoy working with. And so once I kind of realized that that's what I enjoy doing, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to let go of the fear of judgment, because the world is sadly enough filled with a lot of sexist people and just a lot of double standards, and I don't know, but I feel like I've been able to embrace my feminine side a lot more lately, and that's a whole different topic and subject that I could go on about forever. But yeah, I've been able to just really embrace that side, and through doing that with myself in my personal life, I've been able to also embrace that in my art. The more that you practice being vulnerable in your art and truly embracing whatever you want, you kind of had to think of it as if no one was watching, if you were not gonna post this anywhere, what type of art would you make? And then pretty much go from there, start creating that art. And obviously you don't have to post your art, but that's just something that I have decided to do. Once you get to the step of fully just embracing the type of art that you want to make, I feel like that's the best place to be, and that's where you want to be at, to just not care about the opinions of others. And I don't know, I feel like this is a little bit of a difficult thing to talk about, just because it's kind of a new thing for me. I haven't always been putting that much meaning into my art. I haven't always been doing vulnerable work, which I feel like I'm still so early on in my journey with doing vulnerable work and doing meaningful art. But it's nice to be able to sort of document this process of me becoming more vulnerable and embracing whatever I want to do and actually doing it. But yeah, it can be very difficult to sort of transition from not really doing personal work and then actually having to put yourself out there in a way you haven't before that might make you uncomfortable. And personally for me, I think it's kind of like most things, it's the most difficult in the beginning, and then the more you do it and the more you get used to it, it's not really that big of a deal. But I don't know, it's with everything in life basically, you just gotta practice it and gain experience, and eventually everything sort of becomes natural if you do it a lot. But yeah, I think that also kind of to dabble a little bit in how you find the type of work you want to make. And one of the things that really helped me that I did a few months back was that I have this art journal that I write in about all of my art things, whatever art things that I'm thinking about. Usually some of the stuff that I write in that journal end up being sort of the script for my videos. But something that I did a few months ago is that I basically wrote about what I want my art to say. And obviously this is such a simple thing when you think about it, just to write about really anything. But I realized that once I sort of thought about it more, and when I had to write it down, there's just something about writing things down that make them stick in your head a lot more. I wrote about basically kind of the topics and what I want my art to express, and it kind of felt like I had a light bulb over my head, even though I had been kind of knowing what my art meant for a while, probably a little bit more subconsciously really than actually consciously pursuing what I want my art to say, if that makes sense. But yeah, once I wrote it down, I was it just felt so much more clear to me, even though it was something that I already knew. And I think that there really is a art of writing things, and this is like a whole different topic, but when you dive deeper into, you know, whether it's the meaning of your art or what you want your art to say, or even just like writing about the techniques you like to use in art, everything just becomes so much more clear. And for me personally, it's a lot easier to make art when I know why I do it and what I want my art to say, because I can truly channel that rather than like not being 100% sure and kind of just like doing whatever and then hoping that it turns out like somewhat like I want it to, you know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you are struggling with knowing what your art is about or trying to find meaning in it, try to just write about it and set up some goals and be like, this is what I want my art to say. And maybe you're not there yet, but once you sort of make more conscious decisions and have more of a clear vision with your art, I feel like it's just easier to know what type of art you want to make. Hopefully that made sense. I actually don't know if it did. Anyway, moral of the video is that if you want to make personal work, you kind of have to be vulnerable. You have to open yourself up a little bit more. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. Take whatever you want from my videos and leave whatever you feel like is not something that you want to keep, you know, like you can just completely dismiss my advice if you don't like it. But personally, I think that once you're able to truly embrace yourself and the art that you want, and just you stop caring about what other people think and do literally whatever you want, that's when you make the best sort of art. And it took me a very long time to get to where I am right now, obviously both like with technical skills but also with just knowing what I want my art to say. I've been making art consistently for probably 4 or 5 years, and it wasn't really until like last year that I actually started making conscious decisions and putting meaning into what I do, like conscious meaning, not just projecting something and then it somehow ends up meaningful even though I didn't mean to, you know. But yeah, I think it's a lot about courage and not being afraid of expressing what you really want to express. And I think I'm gonna stop the video here. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video and that there is something that you can take away from it. If not, I just hope you enjoyed watching me make art. And yeah, I hope you all will have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.